Still mesmerized by postcard-perfect Santorini, I hopped on a ferry and headed towards the mainland of Greece. Destination: Athens. On board, I saw some teenagers dancing some traditional Greek dances, enjoyed wine with some fellow Canadians, yes, I ended up with the bottle because there were only 2 glasses, and took in some more World Cup fever. Spending quite a while on the ferry, it was pretty late when we arrived at the port. I actually had nowhere to sleep that night, so I ended up sleeping at the airport. The next morning I headed to the home of my couchsurfing host, where I had a fantastic view of the city, was able to relax and sleep all day long, and then enjoy some delicious traditional Greek food. Alright, so it's my only full day in Athens, Greece. I'm at the metro station and I went to buy a ticket, but the man couldn't understand me, so he didn't want to help me. Thankfully, a girl was nice enough to help me buy my 24-hour, €3 ticket. I'm going to board the train and I am going to discover Acropolis. Here we go. I boarded that train and rode to the city center. Okay, so I survived my Greek metro ride. I'm in Syntagma Square, and it was time for a little food break. Soft, good bread. And now I have to track down Acropolis. Hopefully people around here have heard of it, and we can find it. Then came a lot of walking. Alright, so I can see Acropolis, but I have no idea how to get in there. And I keep walking around in circles and I can't find anything. Okay, so I had to walk a little bit of a ways around Acropolis in order to find the way in, but I did. I've bought my ticket. It's good for a whole bunch of sites, and it's time to discover Acropolis. It took a little walking and a very confusing route to get up here, but I finally made it to the top of Acropolis. Now, a little bit of a history bite. What you come here to see isn't technically Acropolis. Acropolis is actually a hill, and everything is on top of that hill. So, this is the hill of Acropolis. The beautiful view of Athens below. And ladies and gentlemen, may I present you the actual thing I came here to see, the Parthenon. Look at that. No question about it, the Parthenon was brilliant. And to think, it was built thousands of years ago. Unfortunately, however, it was under construction, but hey, when you're old, you need a little bit of maintenance. I spent the next little while examining the Parthenon up close, admiring the hand-carved pillars and the artistry in the rocks. But the Parthenon isn't the only thing to see when visiting Acropolis. There are other ancient structures, an amphitheater, and a brilliant view overlooking the city of Athens. Alright, so now that we've completed the Parthenon and Acropolis, our next stop on our Athens exploring adventure is ancient Agora, which is, from what I understand, the old marketplace of ancient Athens. The very first thing I found in ancient Agora was a very ancient church. This church was built in the 11th century. It's like almost 1,000 years ago. I spent the next while looking at what was left of some ancient buildings. There isn't really a whole lot of signs or descriptions of what anything is around here, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. But I do know that this is where the civic offices were. Things you never knew. Now you do. Having gotten my fill of ancient Angora, I headed off to the temple of Olympius Zeus. Last stop of the day, the temple of Olympius Zeus. I think this might be my favorite. There was over 100 pillars in this area right here, and only 16 remain, one of which toppled in a storm over there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And in the distance, you can see Acropolis and the Parthenon sitting on top. Well, as I wrap up my day of exploring here in Athens, I thought I would give you a quick roundup of what I saw and what I thought. So, first stop was Acropolis and the Parthenon. It was pretty magnificent, I'll say that. Although I was a little disappointed, I think because I was given so much hype before I went, and then when I got there, there was a restoration project going on, and so there was cranes and stuff all over the place. They also blow whistles everywhere at all the sites here to protect people from ruining them, I guess. But they whistled at me because I was taking a photo with my Canadian flag, and this girl was picking up a little pebble, and she got yelled at big time. The ancient town of Agora was neat, although there wasn't enough signs describing what things were, so I didn't really know what I was looking at. But it was old and neat. And the Temple of Olympius Zeus was my favorite, I think. It was there was 15 pillars and one pillar fallen on the ground. It was just simple, and I enjoyed just standing there, and the clouds are above, and it was neat. And then I finished things off actually at the Archaeological Museum, which I would recommend going to if you can. It's cool because there's an excavation happening underneath. Pretty cool. So I had a good day in Athens. Tonight I'm going to go back to my couch surfers. We'll probably grab some dinner and some drinks. And then tomorrow I'm going to Italy. Right now I'm in Greece, and tomorrow I'm going to be in Italy. Or I'm heading to Italy. That's pretty cool. The next day I headed to the ferry where I would discover I would be sleeping the night on the deck as we made our way to Italy. Next time on Backpack with Brock. I say buongiorno to Florence, Italy, where the statues are magnificent and the food is delicious. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a comment, or you can subscribe by clicking on me right here. Thanks for watching.